Let's summarize our series about C# arrays. This is Daniel and you are going to get coded. As I said, we are going to look at a summary about C# arrays. So let's get started. So we learned that, the first one, an array is a bunch or a group or a collection of variables that are treated as one object. To create an array, you need to declare a reference variable that points to the array and create the array object itself. So two things. And the third one, you can specify how big you want your array to be. So meaning how many items an array is going to contain. And I want to go back to point number 2. So to create an array, you need to declare a reference variable that points to the array. If you don't know that, please click this bit over here and create the array object itself. Also, you can do these two lines in one line, these two operations in one line. If you want to know that, you can click on this video over here. So two videos to watch. You can specify how big you want your array to be. As I said, arrays in C# have a fixed size. So before you actually want to create an array and use it, you need to specify also how many items that specific array is going to contain. So before usage, you need to specify the size. So when to use arrays? The array is amazing for storing a fixed list of values. It has a fixed length to work with, and this might be the problem. Okay, if you want something more dynamic, you need to look into a list collection. So a generic list collection provided by C#, and I'm going to cover that very soon. Why using arrays? Arrays are useful because they provide the ability to store instances of the same type and at the same time manipulate individual items. So this is why we might need to use arrays. So this is like the summary of everything. We have seen many things that we can do with arrays. So if I am to say this in one line, again, we are able to store same type variables, same type instances, and then we can manipulate on them. So we can iterate through them, we can take them as individual items and we can operate on them, we can add numbers together, we can find something. So this is like the manipulation of an array. So this is my definition. This is what I see the usage of the arrays in C#. So what are the drawbacks? As you may know, there are some drawbacks. The first one, once you create an array, you cannot change its length. So an array has a fixed size. It is unlike an array list, which I covered in this video. And it's unlike any dynamic collection, like a list or a dictionary. It's something very rigid, very strict, very limited in the way it works. But don't throw it to the trash. Sometimes you might need this exact thing. Sometimes you might want a collection which you cannot resize, okay? And the array can offer you that behavior. The second point, you must know in advance how many elements are in an array. So as I said before, in order to create an array, you have to specify as well the size. So this can be a huge drawback if you don't know how many items that specific array is going to contain. You cannot dynamically allocate memory, so dynamic allocation. This is another huge thing. As I said, dynamic collections and non-dynamic collections, this is again an issue. This array is a non-dynamic collection. The fourth thing, the elements of an array are stored in consecutive memory locations, which means that insertion and deletion operations are very difficult and time consuming because you have to go one by one. They are stored consecutively, so one after another. This is what it means. So it's very rigid, as I said. And the last thing, the last drawback, arrays are useful, but they are a bit old school in their style. So this is how I want to end this video and this whole series about C# arrays. You need to use them, but not that often. Sometimes, as I said, you need to really think about what other collections you might use. Do I need a key for my items? Do I need a dynamic collection? Do I need to find something in a hash table? So very like many different use cases. Do I need a queue? Do I need a stack? So many collections are provided by C#, and you need to look into those. So this is not the end of the series per se. So I might add C# videos, not C# videos, but videos about C# arrays in the future. So it's not like, well, this series is done. So I think that I've gone through many things. So you can see here, if you go to the link, you can find also the link for this specific web page in the description down below. So you can go in the description down and you can find a link. You go to my website, and here you can find like all the different posts that I have been through until the beginning. So from definition and adding items until right now with the opinion. So these are all the posts. I might add posts in the future, and because I add them, I will create videos for them. So this is not like the series going to be closed, but it's going to be left behind for now. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click thumbs up. Also consider subscribing, and until next time, bye guys.